Hey, what's up? It's Coach Justin. I'm here with two tip Tuesday. I'm super pumped to bring this to you because today we're going to talk again about nutrition. Last week we talked about things that are impeding your fat loss. We talked about sleep. But this week I wanted to get into a little more specific with you. I think you're under eating. Yes, I said that. For the most part, I think you're under eating for the goals that you want to achieve. I think you're actually causing some stress, some undue stress on yourself by under eating at times. Now, I understand, I want you to pause. If you're eating pizza and burgers all the time, you got a problem. That's not under eating. We're not figuring out our goals. But here's the deal. We all have pizza and burgers on the weekend sometimes. We have some tacos. We have stuff that's not super healthy for us, some alcoholic beverages. We all have that occasionally. I get it. But often we get into this phase where we're like, I need to lose weight, right? And so we automatically go into this like extreme fat loss, weight loss scenario. It's not actually fat loss, it's weight loss. So we end up losing weight, right? But what happens inevitably is we gain it back because the way we do it is unsustainable. And so here's what I want to talk to you about on 2 Tip Tuesday today is how we can work to make your fat loss, which is better than weight loss, how we can make your fat loss more sustainable. And I'm going to show you why I think the majority of you are under eating. Now, I'm going to base this more so towards female because I think this is more of a female problem than anything. And when I reveal some of these numbers to you, I'm going to use some scientific data to give to you. When I reveal some of these numbers, some of you are going to freak out. You're going to be like, oh, no way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right. You're going to freak out. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a look at this. I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to throw some things out. It's not important that you memorize that, but it's going to be important to give you an idea of where you should be and what you should be doing. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at number one, a thing called the Harris-Benedict equation. This gives us your resting metabolic rate. What's important about your resting metabolic rate is that is what it takes to just be, right? Your brain, your heart is pumping, your lungs are working, your body is just functioning, okay? We have a natural resting metabolic rate, and you can figure out what that is and be pretty close to this based off of a couple different formulas, but this is the easiest and best one for us to gauge. So I'm gonna show this to you, all right? So we're looking at the example of a 40-year-old woman that's 5'7" and 180 pounds, all right? Here's what we're gonna do. So this is what it looks like. You have to break down weight in kilograms, you have to break down height in centimeters, don't worry about all that, and your age. But this is what it means. Okay, when we take these, we take 10 times your weight in kilograms, we take your height in centimeters, that's 5'7" there, and your weight, your age is 40 years. We break this down. When we total this all up, in order to have your resting metabolic rate, this is 1,519.13. That's how many calories it takes to just sustain your daily function, your daily living and breathing. 1,500 calories. Raise your hand right now if you are not currently eating 1,500 calories. Ladies, I know on a daily basis, most of you are not even eating 1,500 calories. So now take that back and go, what do you think your body is doing every time you put food into your mouth, right? It's going like, oh, we gotta live, like hold on to the food, right? That's essentially what's happening. I think most of you, when you go on the diet, are grossly under eating. So here's what I want you to think. When we look at our total daily energy expenditure, it comprises 4 things: a resting metabolic rate, the thermic effect of feeding, what it takes to digest our food when we're eating, our exercise activity thermogenesis, and our non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So think like just walking, being, going upstairs, standing up, sitting down, all that kind of stuff, okay? And then you add in your exercise stuff, of course. Those are the 4 things that comprise our total daily energy expenditure. It's not perfect, but we use MyZone to give us an idea of what our exercise is. So imagine you have a 700 calorie burn in your workout. And then say maybe for the rest of the day you're walking around, you go, you know what, I burned an extra 500 calories just moving and working and living. Now, I want you to think, So say, 1,200 calories there, right? So here's the issue. Your body needs 1,500 calories to function. Then on top of that, you are burning an extra 1,200 calories. So you're like 2,700 calories. I don't know, like that's in debt, right? So then we feed ourselves. When we look at this and we go, well, I thought in order to lose weight, we need to be in a calorie deficit. You do. But it depends, right? We can't be in these extreme circumstances. And so what I want to simply do is to give you a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to give you some awareness. Okay, I wanted to give you some awareness of what it actually takes for your body to function. Then, two, what I also want to help you do is to start looking at what your energy or what your calorie intake is over the next couple of days. I want you to think of what that is. Start documenting it. Use MyFitnessPal, write it down, take pictures of your food, all of that stuff. Get an idea of where you are at, because you can't make progress unless you know where you are. Now, the next step is for you to make sure that we start to feed ourselves well with our micronutrients and making sure we're getting our vegetables and our protein and all that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure that you are aware that if you're going to actually get on a path that is sustainable, there may be a period of time where you have to do some more drastic changes, right? Think of an athlete. There's an in-season, there's a post-season, there's an off-season, and then there's the preseason again. And we have this cycle every single year. Professional athletes, they're in season. Their job is to perform and recover. They're in the off season. Their job is to recover, to get themselves back to healthy, to not have injuries, have surgery, do all whatever they need to do. The off season is the time that they build skill and build strength. And then the preseason is when they start to get more sport specific. Well, the same thing rolls for us when we think of, I want to lose weight. We need to get in this idea that like weight loss is not this static thing. We don't just go, well, I set my calories here at 1,200 and then we go down 1,100 and then we go down to 1,000 and then we go 900. Like you just can't do that. You know that. Or you can't just stay at like 1,200 and then go, I'm just going to work out twice a day, 5 days a week. Because you know how that goes. We get injured, we get tired, we get sore, you get cranky, and then what do? Then you go on a binge eating thing, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to encourage you to start documenting where you're at. I want to enlighten you and give you a little bit of a picture that you're probably taking things to an extreme, and that there is an opportunity that we need to cut calories and we need to cut things down, but we need to maybe take a step back and realize, are you even in a good place to start this quote unquote diet physically? You may mentally be ready, but if you're not physically ready, it doesn't matter. So we need to be rested. You need to sleep well. You need to make sure you're getting your water, that we're drinking at least half of your body weight at minimum every single day with water. And you need to do something to reduce stress. We talked about 60 to 90 minutes of relaxation last week. Finding something, prayer, meditation, massage, whatever, to relax for 60 to 90 minutes a week. Because if you can do that, you're going to start to change yourself. You're going to reduce that HPA axis dysfunction or your adrenal fatigue or whatever you want to call it, and get into a more relaxed state, which will then allow you to start pursuing with intentionality the things that you want to accomplish. So specifically, I targeted this towards females. Guys, this goes the same thing for us. So I want to get rid of this idea that everything changes tomorrow diet. We're going to start making some progress. We have some very, very exciting nutrition things that are coming here at Movement. Obviously, you see the emphasis that we're starting to put on this in our 2-Tip Tuesday, and we're going to build beyond that. So very excited for that. That's it. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'm sure other people have the same questions, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate y'all, and don't forget, as always, to be great.